sends you there. I might be bleeding out on the floor of this disgusting warehouse, but I'm still astute enough to notice when I'm being followed. Besides, your aura is hard to miss when you aren't purposefully hiding it. Like when we met at that party. You're too late. If you were here trying to take the ring that I was selling, or in an attempt to end me yourself, then you were out of luck. It's gone. Taken by that vile little worm. Dare stab me. Even you can ignore the scent of dead man's blood in the air. Was poisoned. You could say that I'm dying. I'll fade to dust when it reaches my heart. If the poison isn't flushed out soon. Oh, I've been in worse situations. I'll be fine. I always am. He was some pathetic, sniveling, mortal underling who got too big for his britches. Thought he could steal from me. I will take care of him. When I get out of this mess, I'm going to find him. I'm going to hang him. Oh, by his ankles. Slit his throat. And I'm going to use his blood to dye a new satin gown. No. I don't even know his name. All I know is that he put a dagger covered in some disgusting dead human's blood into my back before running off with my ring. Yes, my ring. I stole it, so it's mine. You had your chance to take it at the party, darling. When you've been alive as long as I have, it's hard to be surprised. You've potential, though. I'm sure you'll get there. Just give it another few centuries. Especially with those abilities of yours. I do wish that you'd drop the silly illusions now, though. I deserve to see those beautiful eyes of yours as you care for me, don't I? Oh, you're not just gonna stand there and watch the poison spread. Please. I've been alive long enough to know when someone is infatuated with me. You aren't the first. Oh, and you will not be the last. Now, you wouldn't want me to die, would you? Would you? Would you? Darling. This isn't my penthouse. Oh, It's you. So, it seems you couldn't watch me die after all, could you? You don't live as long as I have without learning a thing or two about survival. Now, to remove the poison. Oh, not just a pretty face, huh? Well, that was very clever. I knew I put my trust into the right person. It was something about your eyes. No, your real eyes. Not those silly illusions you insist on. Why a creature as beautiful as you would insist on dulling itself like that, I will never understand. You're half-fey, capable of making even crowds of people see whatever you wish. The only limit is your imagination. And yet you just use this power, squander it like it's just some cheap glamour. Like you're nothing more than some common changeling looking to steal pocket change. They're common enough. You, however, you're a treat. A rarity. My informants have never encountered another half-fey like you in Ashwood. You are a very shiny new toy around here, darling. And I do like things that are shiny and new. You weren't the only one who found themselves interested after our first encounter. It's a feat to surprise me, darling. And I think you might just be able to. Well, you have my attention now. I wonder what you'll do with it. It's not a bad choice for a hotel room. A secure door with impressive locks, nice enough to have a high thread count, thick curtains to keep the sun out. Not as nice as my normal establishments. I'm sure it is for your modest taste. Let's just hope it was nice enough to not ask too many questions. I'm sure it was quite the task smuggling a dying vampire past hotel security. Oh, your illusions do seem to have some practical uses then. Seems you might be a good toy to keep around for a bit. Oh, you'll come around. I already know. Oh. No, I think I was almost surprised by you there. I feel fine. I'll feel better when I've taken care of that little thing that thought he could poison me, though. What? You found him. How long was I unconscious? So, in that minuscule amount of time, you extracted poison from me and investigated the identity of a mortal creature that stabbed me. And you already tracked him down and stole back the ring. Oh, clever, darling. Putting it on a necklace does limit the chance of it being taken from you until you can line up a buyer. And what about him, though? What have you done with the man? You did. Where is he? I'm fine. You may have extracted the poison from me. But I'll likely experience some side effects until I feed. Almost turning to dust can have some lasting effects on a vampire's body. Oh, so you already understand the predicament I'm in then. You've done your research on vampires. Good. It would be unwise for you to trap yourself in a room with one without understanding what could happen to you as a result. I'm sure you understand just how ravenous a hungry, injured vampire can be. Especially one with a delicious treat like you dropped into her lap. Oh, your body gives you away. You can't lie to me, I'm afraid. I may be in a weakened state, but I don't really need my vampiric senses to see the way your eyes linger on my fangs, or how your tongue darts out to wet your lips like you're just as hungry as I am. I was thinking that this could be a very advantageous relationship for us both, darling. A quid pro quo, if you will. Oh, that defiant little tilt of your chin does very little to hide that excited gleam in your eye. I suppose if you were thinking of this in terms of a mundane relationship between little mortals, then I suppose you would have the upper hand in these negotiations. However, you and I aren't mortal. We're two immortal beings of immense power. But one of us has lived a long, long life full of prestige, and the other is a new pup on the scene, desperate to make a name for themselves. Oh, this weakened state of mind is only temporary. Say you succeed this time, but what would happen when I fed, and your delicious life's blood is sustaining me? We're immortal. You can't afford to not be playing the long game, darling. And no matter how you look at it, I end up on top. Now, we can keep playing this song and dance until you ultimately give yourself in, like you want to. Or we can skip all that silly posturing and have a bit of fun. We both deserve it after today, don't you think? Though, if we are going to engage in some fun, then I have some rules you'll need to follow. Oh, nothing too extreme like that. Just a few things to make sure that we both reap enjoyment out of this. It's your choice, darling. I see you've chosen wisely. Let's discuss some rules then, shall we? Rule number 1. You'll call me Emmeline, or my divine. Under no circumstances will you ever call me a childish little pet name like Babe. See? They're easy. Rule number 2. You will not remove any of my clothes unless instructed. I, however, may remove your clothes whenever and however I wish. You're better off if I rip an item or two. Whatever I destroy will be replaced with an article of my choosing. It's a win-win. Rule number 3. I will feed from you whenever I wish. You'll follow all the guidelines given out by the VSSCC for live donors to the letter. If you become my exclusive food source. Oh, I told you. I think you might just be able to surprise me. And I am very benevolent. You deserve a reward for that. And what better reward can I give than bestowing such a high honor upon you? Rule number 4. I am permitted to use your body and your blood, however I see fit. I will only stop if or when you use the safe word. If you don't say it, then I will not stop. Understood? I don't much care what the word is, but know that you will be saying it while you are deep within the throes of passion. So make sure it's easy to remember. Now then, any objections? That's it. For now, you and I can revisit this conversation at a later date if any of these parameters are no longer to our liking. I'm not hearing any objections. In fact, the way your voice hedged there, I would say it sounds like you're excited. No. What's the word you have in mind? That's too long. You'll need to pick something shorter. I won't be continuing until you pick something shorter. I have experience with these things. Oh, that's much better. You are an obedient thing when your reins are pulled, aren't you? Well then, on your knees, darling.